welcome back to 100 Days in Modern Minecraft. Today is a bit of a longer episode and we're going to start to put the base together. As ever, the link to download CurseForge is in the description. Please do go have a look. It's very fun, but I do recommend a beefy computer. I had to take this intro 3 times so I didn't lag out, but I hope that it's all fine from now. It will start off a bit glitchy, but after a while it does start to even out, and so I hope you enjoy. I'm going to start this episode by attempting to remove all of the red beams, since I did a little bit of research and I found out that if you press J and go into the map, you can actually delete them all individually. However, it does leave a few glitchy ones which disappear when you get near them, which I'm yet to find out how to fix, but hopefully we'll do soon. And here we are, the map is looking a lot clearer and it's so nice not having to look at all these red beams. The reason that I actually cracked down and finally did it is because I decided that I want to build my base around here and I just wouldn't be able to do it if there were so many red beams. This one is one of those glitch beams which just does not go away. I've turned off all sorts of waypoints, but it's still there. I'm sure it's just a glitch and I'll figure out how to get rid of it. But in the meantime, I am a lot happier with how it looks, and I can finally build a base here. So I started exploring this area. I was particularly intrigued by some of the world gen. In this series, my theme is going to be mystical, since I'm trying to use as many of the enchanted wood types as I can, and some of this world gen, it just has a very mystical feel to it, which I quite like. However, I decided on this spot for my base, and I'm going to start to build a tower out of the side of this hill. And I'm going to start making it out of this blue block, which I found by the first exploding tower. There's none near here, so when I run out, I'm probably going to convert to another block. I'm not sure how it will look, but hopefully it doesn't look too out of the ordinary. And I just started by terraforming back some of the dirt so that I could lay out the base for my tower. This is obviously going to be a circular tower, but I'm going to make it seem very crooked and almost like it's falling over. The base will be very big, which is going to mean that I'm going to have to find quite a lot of resources, but to be honest, I'm prepared to do it if it ends up looking quite nice. And so I'm just starting by putting in the bottom ring. I didn't dig out quite as much as I ought to have, but I've started doing that now, and then in a moment I will start building up the tower. Wakey wakey, it's day 9 and we're almost 1/10 of the way there. That went very quick, and especially since there's going to be more days in some of these videos, I find that once I have a project to work on, such as the base, I can actually sit down for longer and do it rather than just wandering about aimlessly. And so making this bigger base has actually helped me to fill in more days, since as you've noticed we've already gone through 2 days in this build, meaning that this video is not necessarily going to be longer than some of them, but is going to end up having a bigger impact than some of the other longer videos, since I'm editing out more footage, but filming more footage to begin with. Here I'm just changing blocks. I've started using some of these blocks which I used to build my first base, just because the blue block biome is very far away and I had a lot of these in my inventory, and I'm just going to try and blend it into this so it doesn't look so sharp and sudden, which at the moment it does, especially since I'm actually starting this a bit off skew. It doesn't look entirely natural, but that's fine and I don't mind it. I just hope that I'll be able to integrate it nicely and it won't look too strange once it's in there, but we'll see. If need be, we can always redo it. It will take a long time, but you know. And so wakey wakey, it's day 10 already, and we've started this day by going and chopping down some more wood, since I needed a lot more wood to be able to build some more of the base. because 3 rings actually takes up about 3 stacks of blocks, which is a lot. I'm going to try and gather as many saplings as I can of these types of trees, because I'm hoping to plant up the area around my base and have it like a little enchanted forest. And I think that some of the textures on the trees, especially the leaves, you may have seen that I have quite a lot of blue and gold leaves in my inventory. That is because I'm hoping that I can decorate the windows and such with it. Also, that's another thing to address. I haven't actually put any windows on there at the minute, but I am just going to scaffold up and sort that out when I need to. I'm not going to be doing it in this episode, but I will address it next episode when I also put the roof on. I ran out of time filming this episode, which is why it doesn't quite get completed in this episode, but don't worry, because it does get completed relatively soon. And next week, I think, I haven't checked my schedule on that one, but I'm pretty sure that next week will be another release of the video which will complete this base. Will complete the exterior of this base, and then the interior will probably have to be a whole nother video. I apologise if you're expecting me to finish this build in the time that I had. Just to put it into context, I've already spent about 3 hours working on this build after gathering all the blocks and everything like that, and so I have put a lot of time into this build already, and I just don't have enough time to put any more in before the video comes out. Anyway, we're back in day 11, and did you see that water bucket clutch? I am so good at it, am I not? Yeah, the spoilers for later, but it doesn't go to plan. And I also managed to let my water bucket go, and so I had to get another one, but that's all good. And I'm just going to finish off some of these rings. I'm starting to make it a bit more crooked, as I'm sure you see when I go down, and I will need to go gather some more wood soon, but there's a really cool function in this mod pack, which actually means that if you have the same type of a block in your inventory, say you have 5 acacia wood in your inventory, and you have a stack which you're using, and you run out of the stack, the 5 will pop into the hand that you're using, rather than you having to go find it from your inventory, which is really good and actually saves a lot of hotbar space, so you don't have to fill it with the blocks you're building with. You can just have constant refills. There's also, I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, next to the hotbar is a little picture of a block with a number under it, and that tells me how much of that block I have left in my inventory in total, which is really handy for knowing how long it is until you're going to need to go and get resources. Welcome to the dawning of day 12, and once again we are going to spend this morning gathering more wood. I forgot to get saplings from this one, but they wouldn't have dropped them anyway because naughty me actually left a floating tree, but it's fine because we'll go back for it. There's also a yellow floating tree around somewhere, which I pointed out earlier in the video. I also didn't have any stone, and I couldn't be bothered to go get any, which is also why I didn't finish chopping down the tree, is because it was taking forever using a wooden axe, but I honestly couldn't be bothered to find even iron. I'm pretty sure I have enough iron for it, but I didn't think of that, so yeah. Here we are, we're going to start to finish the exterior of the build. As I said, I'm not putting the roof on in this episode, but I am going to finish building up the walls, so that all I have to do next episode is mine out some windows and put the roof on. I'm going to make it a lot more decorative than this. This is literally just the base. Every base has one of these, I'm pretty sure. Anybody who can build up and add the texture in one go is crazy, but very good at what they do. So I just build up a basic shape and then I add in all the detail, unless of course it's a very small build, then I can just do it all in one go, but I'm hoping for this to be a quite big build. I have started to build in here because I will obviously be putting on the roof soon, and it's a bit big for a roof at the minute. I feel like it would just look a bit strange, so I have started to do it like this, and then it will be a bit easier to put the roof on next time. And we don't talk about this, you never saw that, and this death was actually really annoying because you'd never guess, but it left one of those invisible disappearing beams, which is infuriating because there's now one right next to my base, and I'm gonna have to find a way to get rid of it because it's so annoying. Look, I mean, it's just right there. But I appreciate that this base actually isn't very tall when you stand back and look at it like this. I may make it a bit taller next episode, not entirely sure, I'll see what it's like. But I also went on, and you can see it, you can literally see where the beam is, but by the time I got close enough to actually click it, it was gone, and so I don't know what to do. But yeah, it is now approaching the night of day 12, and we've almost doubled the amount of days that we've done in this one episode. We've done like 7 days in this one episode. So this is what I'm hoping it's going to be like in the future, quite nice and fast. But yeah, I'm going to leave this episode on the dawning of day 13, and I'm hoping to see you again next episode, and I hope that you've watched all of the last episodes. I can see from my analytics that you all haven't, so you really need to go back and have a look, otherwise it's spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Anyway, goodbye!